Why are we singing in the rain during a hurricane? Hello. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire, and sometimes we rant. Today is going to be one of those days. You know, every day when I watch the task force briefing, which isn't all that brief, one of the things that I hear the same thing every day. Oh, we're doing a great job. We're getting all these ventilators. We're getting all these masks. We're getting all this stuff done. And we're doing an outstanding, terrific job. Unbelievable. I was on the phone call today with the governors, and they were all telling me that I was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and on and on and on and on. Now, that's on the one hand. On the other hand, what we hear from the governors is, hey, guess what? We're not receiving any of this stuff, or we're receiving very little of this stuff, and we need a ton of it right now. So here's my point. Why is this task force singing in the rain, and when actually it's a hurricane, and why aren't they delivering? Now, with Project Eli, we are all about solutions. And this issue kind of comes down to one of the basics of leadership. And we're going to talk a little bit about that very quickly. One of the things that you must do as the leader is expect to inspect and inspect to expect. What does that mean? That means when you give direction to people, you let them know what you expect. And at the same time, you get them to regurgitate to you exactly what it is you want done, so that you make sure that you're on the same page, so that there's no miscommunication. And then what you do is you inspect to make sure that you're getting what you expect. Now, how do you do that? Well, what you do is you start by making concentric circles beginning with your own desk. So you start there, and then you go from there to the next desk, to the next desk, to the next desk, to the next desk, and you find out, you make sure that each individual is getting the job done. Because you can see the end result is not there. I mean, we're hearing that from governor after governor after governor. We're not getting the job done. There is no inspection, because everybody's finger pointing. Hey, they have the materials, they just aren't using them, or they don't know where they are. Or, you know, I have 10,000 ventilators sitting in a warehouse that I'm saving. Well, if one of the things you're saying is, boy, we're producing these ventilators like nobody's business, we've got people that are racing 24/7, and these companies are great, and they're working with us, and they're developing, then what are you waiting for? Get these 10,000 out there, because you're going to have more coming in. If what you're saying is true, that's number one. Number two, let's talk a little bit about the difficulty that these governors are having getting their supplies, their desperately needed supplies. We're in a war. During a war, you don't ask each state which battle they want to fight. You get everybody together and you have one commander-in-chief. We have a commander-in-chief. However, what the commander-in-chief is doing is he's allowing each individual governor to compete against other governors, as well as the federal government, at the same time, in terms of buying this very needed equipment. We need to centralize. You know, the government is broken down with, you know, local, state, federal. This is one of the times that you need federal. You need a central body governing the distribution of these supplies that are in such short demand. Please, can we get some leadership here? Can we stop finger pointing? Can we do some inspecting to see where the breakdown of communication is? Because you got one group of people saying, oh yeah, everything's great, it's rosy, and you get the other entity, the one that's supposed to be receiving the goods, saying, we're not getting jack. All right? Every day what we do is we wonder if we that are in the foxholes are going to have the ammunition, the bullets that we need to fight this battle. Please, please let's get on the stick. Another thing, the masks. You know, under the heading of let's not be reactionary, let's be proactive, and even that is kind of late right now, everybody needs a mask. Why? Let's suppose, worst case scenario for our purposes, that the mask doesn't do anything to people. You know, I'm not talking, you know, everybody, it's a given for the hospital workers. What I'm talking about is people when they go outside. You know what the argument is against getting everybody a mask? Is that, oh, when you get them a mask, people will become complacent and think that they're covered. What, are you kidding me? How stupid is that? Does that mean that, like, when I put my seatbelt on my car, I don't worry about car accidents? Come on, let's be smart about this. We need to get everybody a mask because, and let's say it doesn't work, then everybody's wearing a mask. But the evidence indicates, and South Korea is the country that's doing it right. They're having the most progress. Everybody is wearing a mask when they're outside, and they're being produced. We, the country with the greatest production capability of all countries in the world, what the heck is the holdup? Let's go. Let's get these masks going, and let's get them delivered to everybody. Let's make them available to everybody, and let's do it right now. So let's stop singing in the rain and saying how wonderful everything is, and let's start inspecting, let's start projecting what can happen, and let's start taking more definitive action. And because we will never end a rant on a loud philosophical note, let's all get out there and charge! I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Eli's dad.